I'm Zenobia Washington, and welcome to Low Country Lifestyles. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so my guest today is someone who we're going to talk positive things about dealing with breast cancer. Her name is Miss Linda Grabeman, and she's the author of a book called No Prissy Shoes, and she's also a breast cancer survivor. And we are going to talk about this book, and we're going to talk about her courage and how she managed to work through the issues that came along with being a breast cancer, being diagnosed with breast cancer. So welcome to the show, Miss Linda. Thank you for coming. And she looks so beautiful in her pink for breast cancer, gorgeous. Every day you wear pink?
I do.
Are you kidding? So now, tell us a little bit about, I know that you were diagnosed with breast cancer in 2006. So tell us how that diagnosis and all of the things that it came with, how did that help you decide to write this book? Or you know, create that thing in you that wanted you to write this book?
Well, when I was first diagnosed, I looked for a devotional that would lift me up out of my circumstances. There's a wonderful verse in Psalm 3:3 that says that God is the lifter of our heads. And I thought, surely a pink sister, someone who had walked this journey before me, had written a devotional that would help future women walk this difficult path. And I'm sure there's some out there, but I couldn't find one. So after I went through my chemotherapy, had all my surgeries, I realized in prayer that God wanted me to write this devotional because it's a difficult journey, and women need their heads lifted up as they walk it.
Wow. So tell me how you came up with such an awesome title, No Prissy Shoes.
I love very feminine shoes that are not very practical. They're either pink, usually, or they have bows on them. And I would love it if I could always walk on roads in my life that I can wear my prissy shoes. Roads that are smoothly paved and easy to traverse. But unfortunately, we don't always have roads like that. There's a wonderful verse in Deuteronomy 25 that says, all the years I led you through the wilderness, your clothes did not wear out on your back, and your shoes did not wear out on your feet. And the whole premise of this book is that if we are willing to take off our prissy shoes and allow God to give us the shoes that He knows we will need for the road that we are walking, then He'll get us up the steep inclines and the hard detours.
Wow. All right, so now I know that, with like somebody like me who's not directly affected by breast cancer, oftentimes when I hear of friends or family that are dealing with breast cancer, I often think about the physical parts of it. Like, there's the loss of a part of someone's body, or the pain and discomfort that they may be feeling around chemotherapy or other types of therapies. But it's hard for someone who's not walking that same walk to understand all of the emotional and psychological stuff that comes along with being diagnosed with something that has such a fear attached to it, know. And I know that it's hard to heal in a fear-based situation. So the more fear or hurt or, the more scared or angry you are, it just blocks the healing. So I know that you kind of designed this book to help women focus on the spiritual aspects of the walk. So tell us a little bit about that.
I did. I tried to walk through all of the emotions that I felt from my diagnosis all the way through my treatment and recovery. And I went through those emotions, and I used 316 different Bible verses to show the women that there's comfort and there's hope and there's encouragement from the Word as they're walking through all these hard things. And the book, it's a 31-day devotional, but it does not have to be read in order. I put an index in the back of different emotions so that they can look up a specific day if they want to read about fear or read about discouragement or despair. because the Bible is just full of verses to lift up our heads. And I also used an easy-to-read version of the Bible, Eugene Peterson's The Message, because I knew that women would be at lots of different places in their walk with the Lord, and I wanted to make it such a user-friendly book that they could throw in their bag as they ran for chemo or radiation or whatever, and just for a few minutes pick up and lift up their heads above their circumstances.
Okay, well, when we get back, I want to continue to talk about this book, No Prissy Shoes, and I want you to kind of talk to the audience and give them some of your words of wisdom around the diagnosis of breast cancer. So we will be right back. Welcome back to Low Country Lifestyles, and we are here with Linda Grabeman, and she is a local author of a book called No Prissy Shoes. It is a devotional about her journey and helping other women go through their journey with breast cancer. So now, Linda, if you could give someone going through this journey any piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, all the women I've talked to, the first piece of advice I would give them is to be careful with the amount of time they spend on the internet. There is so much information about breast cancer and any cancer on the internet, and everyone I know who has asked God to walk them through this has come to a point where they realize that they don't need to access all that information, because it's so easy to build up fear. And my advice is, instead of spending all that time looking up all the information you can find, stay in the Word and stay with the truth. You know, I found in my walk that there's a huge difference between facts and truth. In my diagnosis, every day, literally, the facts changed about my diagnosis, and always for the worst. And so when you don't know what's going on and you have so many questions, the thing you need to do is stick with the truth that you do know. That God loves you, that He will never leave you, and that He will walk you through whatever hard journey you're on. So.
Well, and sometimes too, when you are the internet is an awesome tool, but there is so much overwhelming information, and it goes from it goes from one thing to another, and with you trying to kind of take in everything, it probably is wise to kind of limit, you know, and just not get obsessed with it and constantly out there searching day after day. Are there any other things that helped you kind of stay calm? Sometimes I know that faith for many people is an important part of healing, but sometimes there's so much fear, like we said, and so much chaos around till it's hard to even find a quiet place and a quiet voice. So how did you find that?
Well, for me, I stayed here in Georgetown. I wanted to be surrounded by my family and my church family, and I had amazing care at the Georgetown hospital system. So just staying in my comfort zone with the people who I loved and I knew would support me made a lot of impact on me.
That's wonderful. So now, No Prissy Shoes, where do you think this book, or where do you hope this book will take you? I mean, the whole experience of writing it. I know that you put it out there for the world to, you know, to kind of enjoy and to learn from. But what do you hope it does for you?
Well, I just want God to open all the doors that He once opened, for me to be able to encourage women to walk the walk that God has for them. And everyone has difficult journeys, everyone. If it's not breast cancer, it's financial or it's emotional, something. And the truth is that if we allow God to take off our prissy shoes, He'll give us the shoes we need for whatever road we're walking. And I just want to be able to live my life telling people that. That
is awesome. It's awesome to realize that you really want to be used for good. That's an awesome. That's awesome. And I think it takes time for people to kind of come to that. You know, we're rushing around trying to do what we think is best. But sometimes when we realize that there is someone else that can use what we've been through, it just makes your life a whole lot more fulfilling. So that's wonderful.
Thank you.
So y'all know Prissy Shoes. Do you want to say something else? Go ahead.
Where you can get it?
Yes, where can you get the book?
Well, it's in all of the big bookstores, Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's also on my website, which is just adorable. It's called noprissyshoes.com.
Okay.
You can buy it from the website. It's in Georgetown Bookstore, Pawleys Island, All Saints Church.
Okay.
Lots of stores in Pawleys Island.
Oh, so all right. So now tell us the website address again.
noprissyshoes.com.
And that's where people can get in contact with you if they want to. Okay. So No Prissy Shoes, trusting God to walk you through your breast cancer journey. And the one last thing I know that you wanted to let everybody know.
Get your mammograms, ladies.
You all keep watching.